Hello, good evening, everyone. Hope you're able to see me. Yeah, you're able to see me on YouTube also. You're able to see me. Okay, so hope you're all doing good. So, okay, let me mute one on the screen. Okay, so that is there. We'll start with day 2, and attendance sheet will be again given at the end. So that is like that, and let's get started. Let me share my screen. Share screen to share. Okay, hope you are okay. Wait. Hmm. Something is wrong is happening. Okay, I was sharing the wrong screen. So are you able to see my screen, or is it means like okay, you're able to see my screen? That is good. And yeah, I can see that you can see my screen. And okay, a lot of it is cut, but it's okay. Okay, so let's get started with day 2, and maybe okay. So again, we are going to start the day 2 with JSBin again, and let's get started. And let me maximize it. Okay. Again, the thing is that we are going to start with the day 2 from loops. So again, let me do JSBin and JSBin. Started. When and let me increase the font size. I think 200 is good enough. JavaScript console output, and this I will leave on. So JavaScript and console I have done. Hope you're all able to see my screen. If there is any issue, please tell me. Okay, good evening everyone, and attendance will be given at the end as I've told. We're all able to see my screen. Yeah, I think yeah. So on day 2, we'll start with, we have learned about objects and all those things. Those who have not gone through day 2, day 1, please go through it and learn about it. And day 2, we are going to learn first about the loops. And loops are important in almost any programming language. Loops are important. So here also loops are very important in JavaScript. And the first thing which we are going to learn is the traditional for loop. So see, the traditional for loop is also is there in almost every language, and it is almost similar. Only that thing is that let is there instead of an int or something. So that is there. So let me write a traditional for loop and let me explain it, because the explanation part is not done in anywhere. Okay, so for let, because it's a bit difficult to understand this traditional for loop. If that I equals 0, I is less than equal to 10, I plus plus here, and then okay, and then console.log of loop number is $i. Okay. Loop number is $i. So a traditional for loop, let me run it, whether it is running or not. So how is it running? Let us understand how is it running. So this is running like for let I equal to 0. So the first time when this loop is initialized, so it will run like this: for let I. And why do we require a loop? See, if I have to write the same thing again and again and again, then I require a loop. Or else I have to write, suppose I want to write this loop number 0 to 10 times. So I have to write that console.log 10 times. Okay, so I have to write the console. That is not a good way to do it. Console.log, writing it 10 times is not a good way. And what if there are 1,000 times I have to write console.log? I cannot do that thing. So that's the reason loop is there in almost every programming language, and it is there in JavaScript also. And the one thing is that loop, the if statements, all those things are 90% same. Here the only difference which comes is because of the variables which are there here. So the differences comes because of the variables. Okay, so let's see further. So this hope you're all able to see my screen. Let me see once. Okay, so yeah, I think it is visible quite good on the desktop view and all. Okay, okay. Okay, so okay, so how does this loop works? It is very important, and this is something which I learned a long time back. Means I do this programming for a long time, and I learned it a long time back how this loop works, because these loops haven't changed since the C++ days. So the traditional for loop works like this: for I equal to 0 is there. Okay, for let I equal to 0 the first time. So see, understand it very good to see. For I equal to 0, let I equal to 0. So a variable I will be declared which will be made 0. Then I is less than equal to 10. 0 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it is completely true, because 0 is actually less than equal to 10. Then it will not do I plus plus. Then it will go down, and then it will go down and inside the loop, and it will do the loop number as 0. Then it will come up. But the second time when it comes up, see, it doesn't comes up from the left hand side, and it comes up from this side, right hand side. And again the let I equal to 0 won't be done. I plus plus will be done. I plus plus is what? I plus plus is a short form of I equal to I plus 1. So I equal to I plus 1 will be done. So I will become 1. So 1 is less than equal to 10 will be done. 1 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it is true. So until this is true, this will run. So 1 is less than equal to 10, and then loop number is 1. Loop number is 1. Then again it will go up. I will become 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9, 10. So again it will become 10. So when it's become 10, 10 is less than equal to 10. Yeah, 10 is less than equal to 10. It is true, because 10 is equal to 10. So then loop number 10 will be done. Then loop number 11 is coming. Okay. Then loop number 11 is coming, and loop number 11 is like 11 is less than equal to 10. No, it's not true, and it is not true. Here nothing happens like that, but I think let's see plus plus sign. See, nothing will happen here. But in C++ land, I think something happens in this. Means I don't remember right now, but yeah, something happens in C++ land. It is plus I plus plus. Okay, so both of them are exactly same. Something is there which I'm not remembering right now. Just both of them means I equal to I plus 1. Okay, so that is there. Nothing much, but this is a very good question. Okay. So this is like this. This is the for loop. First time only this to come. This it will run like this. After that it will come from it. See, for loops are there, and it will be used the most. But for loops you will be seeing it's a bit difficult to understand. If I change the same thing in a while loop, which is also means a very old loop, it will very easy to do. But you'll see in programming, in the real programming, while loop is used a lot. Use a less. For loop, most people use for loop, and in fact in JavaScript nowadays we don't even use for loop. There are for each and all those things, which the very good thing in ES6 have come, for each and all these things. So those things we generally use, okay, nowadays. Okay, so let us not change the same thing into a while loop, and it will be much more easier to understand also, as I'm telling. Okay, so I'll do a command. Okay, so this is there. Then let I equal to 0, and while I is less than equal to 10, and console.log of same thing I'll do. Loop number and I plus plus. Yeah. Good evening, Jagan. And see, actually I changed the for loop into a while loop, and it will do the same thing. But the benefit is that programs runs from top to down, so it is very easy to understand. So let I equal to 0 is done for the first time, then it will not go above. I equal to 0 is done, then 0 is less than equal to 10, then this loop number is running. Then after I'm doing this I plus plus here, so I'm changing I equal to I plus 1 here, so it will do, and the moment it become 11, it will come out. This is very easy to understand. But why don't we use a lot of while loop? We don't use a lot of while loop because the reason is that, see, if I forget to give this thing I plus in a while loop, I will never forget, because syntax is like that. If I forget to give this thing, it will go into an infinite loop, because see, I'll clear it, run it. Actually it has gone into infinite. It is still running. It has gone into an infinite loop. So that is the problem with while loop. If I forgot it, it will go to an infinite loop. If I forget this increment statement, see, it has frozen the browser actually. So this is what happens. It has frozen the browser. Okay. Then JSBin. So that is how dangerous it is. It is frozen the browser. It will crash the program. Okay, it came back actually. Okay, it came back. Okay, it's okay. Now we'll learn about the do while loop. So what is a do while loop? So do while loop is even use less than while loop, but there is a real benefit in using do while loop. To change this thing into a do while, what I'm going to do here, like this. This while I will cut, and this while will go here, and there is a do thing will come here, and this becomes a do while loop. Do while loop. I'll clear it and run it. It will look like the same, but there is one benefit in do while loop. See, it is checking the condition at the end. So the first time it doesn't check the condition. So if I want to run something for the first time, I use a do while loop. So I will suppose that there is some condition. Because of it, it will not run more than once. So what can be that condition? 1 plus equal to maybe diagonal do 11 plus equal to means I equal to I plus 11. Okay, so I equal to 0 and I equal to 11 it is doing. So it is only running once. Loop number is 0, then this condition is not true, so it will not run. But then also if I put the same thing in a while loop, it will not run. But here it will run because it is checking the condition means later on. This condition is being checked later on. So this is a do while loop. Okay, this is a do while loop. Okay, and now let us do this JSBin. Okay, so another thing is that, okay, let us see a real example. See what happens in JavaScript and React and all. We will going to do a array of object a lot. We're going to look into array of object a lot. So let us do that, and const lang will do like this. What is the array of object? This is an array, and inside that object is this. This is the most common way to transfer data in the internet. Okay, id1 equal to name is like Pascal, and year is like 970. C is 1972. So always we have a unique ID also, which generally comes from the database. So that is the benefit here. Unique ID is there, which is coming from the database. Okay, and the comma is been gone. So, I put the insert. Okay, and then it is Java 1990, and my favorite JavaScript is also 1995. So this is there. So how to loop through this? We can loop through this using the for loop. Okay, so for let I equal to 0, I is less than lang dot length. I'll leave it wrong. Lang dot length I plus plus. So lang dot length. Lang dot length, how much it will come? It will come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will lang dot length will come. So I equal to 0 because arrays start with the 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will come I plus plus, and then what will be there? Console dot log of lang I dot name. There. So lang I is actually each of the object, and dot name I can do anything. So I want a name. So dot name I'll do, and see it will give me Pascal and all this. So if I do the dot here, it will give me that. So this is a traditional for loop through which you can do it. So, and this is the most common format, array of object. So there is something known as for of loop also, which is internally it works like this only, but it is much better. So for of loop for let I let L of lang, let L of lang, then console dot log of L dot year, I'll do. Okay. So see, internally it works like this only. This L means each of the elements. So each of the element is an object. So each of the element, each of the element, each of the element. Okay. So clear it, run it, and okay. So this 1970 and all these things are coming. So this is how the for loop works, and the for loop, for off loop also works. So that is done. Now the next thing which we are going to do is the conditionals. So conditionals like if statements, else statement, all those things. See, JavaScript learning is very not that much. It is not that much. JavaScript is not that much. It is means we can even learn in a quite fast way. Means see, only one day it is not match, but there is DOM to be understand. DOM is there, and then the JavaScript promises and all those things are there, and ES6 is also there. But then also it doesn't take 5 days to learn. But if you want to master JavaScript, it will take you years. Even I have not mastered completely, but there is some old JavaScript which is very difficult to master, and sometimes it is asked in the interviews also, that prototyping and all those things. But for that you can learn it. But mostly I teach according to if the React is the final product, if the React is the final thing of your learning, I teach like that. Okay, so that is like that, so that you can become a React.js developer. So that is like that, and then okay, so we'll learn about conditionals now. So I'll do JSBin in JavaScript console output. I'll do go back and like this. Okay, so I'll have a const. So we'll learn conditional just like any other language, but there is a issue is there, okay, in JavaScript, which we are going to learn. Again, it's a sort of a bug in JavaScript, okay, and that was actually solved quite fast. So const x equal to 10 I have done, okay, x equal to 10, a variable 10. I already told about some of the bugs in JavaScript, okay. So if x double equal to 10 is there, 10 console.log x is 10. See, in most other programming language, see, double equal to is the comparison operator, which is there in any other programming language. Also, you use it to compare, and this is also known as assignment operator. So this is known as comparison operator. It compares left side and the right side. Most of the programming language, this will be false. This will not run. Why? Because this is a string 10. This is a number 10. Why it should be equal? They are not equal. They are totally not equal. But if I run it here, it is equal. X is 10. So this is another problem with JavaScript, because JavaScript, what it says, if you do a double equal to, it does a strict comparison, and what it does, it actually converts the string to a number. It tries to convert the string to a number, and if it's able to try to convert if it is able to convert the string to a number, it will convert. So now it is able to convert the string to a number, because 10 it is able to convert. So both of the side is 10, it is equal. So this is a very big issue in JavaScript. Okay, so how did they solve it? So they found this issue quite early, and they didn't wait till ES6 to solve it. So suddenly when they find this issue, is their strict JavaScript compiler is changing that. So JavaScript compiler is changing that. So what they did? So what they did is like I'll tell what they did. Okay. So they created triple equal to. Okay. So it is like const y equal to 20 b, and let me comment this out. Y equal to 20, and if y triple equal to 20, I am doing triple equal to, not double equal to, triple equal to. It is only a JavaScript thing. Triple equal to is not there in any other programming language. JavaScript thing, because JavaScript was having a bug in the start only. This is a very big bug in JavaScript. Okay, it does type conversion, and this doesn't does type conversion. It do strict comparison. It will not change. If this is 20, it will keep it as 20. It will do strict comparison in JavaScript. Okay, yeah, it will do strict comparison. Okay, console.log of y is 20 and else console.log of y is string 20. So means y is string 20 I've given, and let me do it, and it will give y is string 20. I will go to the else part also. This is how we do the else part. So if a statement, yeah, let us understand. So this is the strict comparison. So if a statement also let us understand. So if a statement is used to do what? If a statement is used to check some condition, it is not like a loop. It is not. It will not run 100 times or whatever time. It will just check whether it is a true or false. If it is true, it will run the statement within it. If it is false, it will not run. And what is this else part? So if the if part is false, then the else part will run. If it is true, then the else part will not run. This is the if else condition, which is there in any other programming language. It is there here also. Okay, so if else is there. So similar to if else, we have if else if. If else if is there. Let us see one if else if. Okay. Yeah, let us see one if else if. Yeah, this is string, this is string, and here y is a string. It will not change the y, whatever is a string, to a number. Here it will change. Double equal to, it will change. JavaScript compiler does. Triple equal to, it doesn't change. That is the difference. And now JSBin I do, and then JavaScript console output I will give back, and then we'll learn about if else if statement. If else if else if else. Okay, this is like that. Okay, const z equal to 59 if z is greater than 100, console.log of z is greater than 100. Now there is something known as else if also. Else if z is greater than 80, then console.log z is, I just told the difference between double equal to and triple equal to. Listen, let me go back again. Double equal to does, triple equal to does strict comparison. Double equal to doesn't does the strict comparison. The compiler in fact changes it. This 10, string 10 was changed into numeric 10 by the JavaScript compiler, but here it doesn't change. So this statement is like string 10 double equal to 10. This statement is like, which the JavaScript compiler changed to 10 double equal to 10, which is a true. But this statement was never changed. It is like 20, string 20 triple equal to 20. It didn't touch it, and it is a false statement. String 20 is never equal to number 20. That is the difference. If you give triple equal to, strict comparison is done. No changes and all those logics are being added. If you give double equal to, the JavaScript compiler comes into play and it changes. It tries to change it. If it is possible, it will change it. Hope it is okay now. So z is okay. So z is greater than 80, and else if z is greater than 60. So see, what is this else if? This is a loop kind of thing. See, if first it will check here. If it is okay, let me write completely, then I will tell. Z is greater than 60, and else console.log z is less than 60. So what it does, it will check first. It will come here. If z is greater than 100, 59 is greater than no, it will not run. Then 59 is greater than no. This is also not there. 59 is greater than 60. So it will run the else part. So whatever, whenever it finds something true, it will give that. So here it will give less, z is less than this. If I make it to 69, it will give here. So means one of the thing it will run, else if. If nothing is true, then else will run. It is like that. So else if, it is like that. Okay, so that is there. Now this is known as else if. Now we have some or and operator in JavaScript also, so that we can combine the if else statement. So let us learn about that. And or and operators, or and operators, and then const x equal to 20 and const y equal to 30, and if x double equal to or triple equal to whatever, and you should generally use triple equal to, double equal to causes a lot of issues. Okay, so you should avoid that. You should avoid var in JavaScript. You should avoid double equal to in JavaScript. Okay, we'll do 40, then console.log any one of the statement are true. Okay, like this. So what does this double equal to does? Double equal to checks the conditions. If the any of the condition is true, it will be going inside. So the main thing is that if a statement is going inside, it will go inside and print whatever, means whatever statement is there, it will run that. So in this case, it will run this. Okay, so run this, any one of the statement are true. But similar to this double equal to, we have something known as not double equal to, similar to this this pipe. 2 times pipes is known as or operator, and 2 times and is known as and operator. Okay, both, this means both of the when both of the statements are true, then only it will run. So clear it and run it. So see, only this one is coming. Any of the statements is true because both of them are not true. But if I do it 30, then only it will run. Okay, so it is like this and operator. It is used a lot. So these are the things. Now we have something. Okay. So we will learn about the ternary operator now. Okay, ternary operator. Ternary operator is a short form of if else. Ternary operator is a short form of if else, and I'll do JSBin and JavaScript console. I'll do and the ternary operator. Ternary operator. For ternary operator, let us first see a if else statement. Then we are going to look into the ternary operator, which is short form, and it is used a lot in React. Okay? So const z equal to 10. So a lot of you people see, please do subscribe to my channel. It helps this channel grow, and I see a lot of people, 100 200 people sees, but nobody subscribe. Please do subscribe and also like this video if you're finding it useful, so that it can reach to a lot more people and they can gain from my weekly web app development program, in which I have taken a thing to make everyone a web app developer. CSS is followed by JavaScript, JavaScript is followed by React, and then something else. And I am planning to increase this frequency more. Maybe from next month we'll have 2 classes. I mean, this thing will be there, but maybe something more will also be there. Okay. If z is greater than 10, so suppose if else statement is there. If z is greater than 10, color is equal to red. Okay, else color is equal to blue. Yeah. Then console.log of color is there. So just a normal if a statement in which what is happening, so color is this, that is 10 is greater than 10 is not true, so it is false, it will come. So I'm going to change this thing into a ternary operator. How to do that? So let us do that. So const color to equal to z is greater than 10 and red, blue, red and blue, and then console.log color 2. It's done. Okay, so what does this do? Z is greater than 2. It will check whether z is greater than 2. Z is greater than 10. So 10 is greater than 10 because z is 10. If it is true, then it will print this thing, right? If it is false, it will do this. So it is exact replica of this thing. an if-else statement. If-else statement is exact replica of this thing. If-else statement. So there is not much to understand here. That's why I gave this if-else statement. That's how it will check the condition. This question mark means it is checking the condition. Z is greater than 10. If Z is greater than 10, this red will be added in this variable. If it is not, then this blue will be added. So like this if-else statement, it is a thing of a if-else statement. It is a replacement of if-else statement. Ternary operator. Go through it again and you'll understand it. Okay. So now we will understand about switch statements. Okay, switch statements are also very important. So let us understand about that. Yes, pen. JavaScript console. Run this down. Okay. Switch statements we are going to do, and const color equal to blue and switch color, and the case is red. So see, switch statements are nothing but something like if-else statement. If-else statement, they're like that. Okay, so color is red I have given. Then console dot log of color is red, and I have to have a break also here. Break is mandatory here, and switch statements are still used a lot. We are going to use it in React also. Come on, so like this, red, green, blue, purple, color is green, color is blue, purple, and finally the else part is known as default here. So it is exact replica of if-else statement, and the last is the else part. Okay, console.log. So again, console.log. No color was matched, like this. So color is blue, so blue one will be matched. So to come here, check the red, no, it is not there. Green, no, it is not the blue, it is there. So again, the break statement is recorded because that is a part of the syntax. The moment it finds this blue, it will come out. If no color is matched, then this will be shown. So this is a form of if-else statement only. Okay, so we have come to the last thing of JavaScript right now, and after that we are going to do the DOM. Maybe today only we'll start the DOM. Okay, so the last thing to learn in JavaScript is a function. JavaScript is a function-oriented language. So the last thing, the most important thing here to learn is a function. So let us do that. Let's do the function. Okay. So function are what? Function are to divide a program into smaller part. JavaScript is mainly a functional programming language, although we have classes right now, but it is mainly a functional programming language. Okay, so there are some methods to give the functions, and we are going to understand about those methods to give a function. Let us understand those functions. And method number one is function declaration we are going to do, and this is the most common way to give function in JavaScript, the function declaration thing. Okay, so here it is like function add nums like num1 comma num2 and console.log num1 comma num2 I'm doing. So add nums of 20 comma 30. So what did I just did? So this is how we create a function. Okay, with a function keyword in JavaScript. JavaScript has a function keyword. Other programming languages don't have something like that. So it has a function keyword. So we create a function with this. Function is there in every other programming language also. And then this add nums I'm doing. So this add nums is a function name which you can call with different values. So and these are known as parameters. So you're passing parameter. I'm passing 20 and 30. And console.log I'm not going to do like this. I'm going to do is add num. I forgot it is cons plus. Okay, so I'll run it and it will do the plus of it. Okay, so this is how it will work. Okay, so this is a normal way to give function declaration, but JavaScript doesn't end here. JavaScript has a lot other ways to give a function also. So we are going to learn about the method number 2 now. Okay, so doing the method number 2. Okay, method number 2 is function expressions and function. Okay. So before going to function, okay, it will do the name will be different, multi nums, and it will be multiply. But instead of doing the console log here, I can do one more thing. I can return also. So this return is there in all other programming language also. So now when I return it, sort of I have to catch it. So let me catch it here. Okay, multi-num. So I will directly do now the console.log of this multi-nums. Console.log of this multi-num, and actually let me comment this out so that, or let it be there. I'll run it. See, 600 is coming because it is returning this here. So that is there. But I want to show the function expression. This is a return thing. What happens in function expression? Function expression is a different way in JavaScript. What happens there? I will make this a variable. And this is only in JavaScript. This is a very different way in JavaScript. Const multinum equal to function num1 and num2. This is equal to function num1 and num2 have done. So this is completely valid JavaScript code. So this is now 600. Okay, so that is there. Okay, now we have another way to also declare a function, and other method number 4 also is there, which is actually similar to that only. So this is from the start, means these two ways are from the start. But in 2015, JavaScript released something known as arrow function, because again there is some issues in JavaScript with this keyword, which you don't need to go that much deep, but there is an issue with this keyword, and a lot of other issues are there, which are solved with the arrow function, in which this is binded. Okay, so let us do that. And now method number 3 is arrow function. Here const mod nums equal to, suppose I will have something like this only. Okay, first then we'll convert it. Okay, so this is there, and mod nums is like modulus, and let it have a 40, and let it have a modulus num here like this 40 30. I think it will run. So if I run it, so it is 10 is coming correctly. Okay, so that is there. But what is the arrow function? So arrow function, I will delete this function here. Function keyword is deleted. Then I have to give a equal to and greater than, and there should not be any gap here. It is one word, equal to and greater than. This is known as an arrow function. This is known as an arrow function. Is completely valid code of a JavaScript function, and this is showing as 10. So this is an arrow function. Now this arrow function, there is another thing which is known as condensed arrow function. Condensed arrow function. So we'll see this condensed arrow function. Okay, so let us see that condensed arrow function. Number 4 is condensed arrow function. So what is this condensed arrow function? Suppose I will make it as a div num, I'll make it as a div num. I'll make it as a divide. So it will run anyways correctly. But see what happens in the condensed arrow function. If there is only single statement and a return statement, this curly bracket and it is there, I can remove this thing. I can remove this. I can remove this. And what is the benefit of it? In React, we love this single line statement a lot, because in React, some of the places single line statement are required. So this is exactly same thing like a returning is done. Okay, if I run it, so it will give me whatever 1.33 whatever is there. So this is exactly fine. So now there is another shortcut. Okay, so suppose I'm passing only one parameter 40 and I'm dividing it by 5, and I'm passing this one parameter and I'm dividing it by 5 like this. Okay, so it is giving me 8. That is okay, but in this case I can omit this thing also. I can omit this bracket also, and this is exactly a function, and it is very difficult to understand that this is a function, but it is a function in JavaScript. This line is a valid function in JavaScript which is even returning something. So this is how means all this function and all this JavaScript, basic JavaScript is done. Okay, so as I've told, we are going to start with the DOM now, JavaScript DOM. So let us do some VS Code thing. Okay, so to do the VS Code, and okay, and not looking means what? Okay, not looking, I'm not understanding what does not looking means. So yeah, so we are going to understand the DOM basics. See, someone yesterday only told that okay, so this is like you're doing it in JSBin and all. So let's do some real programming first. I was thinking to do promises, but now let's do the some real programming. So this is the JavaScript basics. This is not JavaScript real programming. Means JavaScript real programming is the DOM interaction. The interaction with the DOM is the real programming. And that is something which we are going to do. And if you want to be solid in React, you should do a lot of JavaScript projects with DOM thing. And I will give the link for that on my channel, JavaScript project. So you have to do a lot of those things. Okay. So let us do that thing. And for that thing, let me start my terminal. Anyways, as I was told, from JavaScript, it is mandatory to have a terminal knowledge. Why it is mandatory to have a terminal knowledge? Because React, you cannot go without a terminal. Without a terminal, you cannot go, and it is a must. Okay. So let me do one. So let us create a folder mkdir. Okay, that's a good question. What is the benefit of arrow function with a normal function? When I'm going to teach React, then I will tell what's the benefit. Because right now, you know that there is some keyword known as this keyword, which used to cause a lot of problem in JavaScript, because this that didn't belong to the function. And when we are going to do React, we are going to see, because next week is React week, that normal functions create a lot of problem. And so that's why in React, we have to use this arrow functions a lot. Okay, so that is there. So I'm just creating a folder, cd basics is there, and then I'll open it with VS Code. I don't know whether it is open or not. No, VS Code is not opening like this. Okay. So it's there. Okay. It's okay. I'll do it from here. Okay, so we are going to learn about DOM basics now, and Okay, yeah. So here, let us have as always index.html, index.html is there. So what happens in a JavaScript project? There is something known as a main.js also. So that thing which we have to create. Okay, main.js is the thing which we have to create, and let us create that main.js. Let me take it here so that we can have a nice view of what we are building. Index.html is there, and then style.css is there, and main.js is there. I will increase the font size. Hope this is okay now. Hope this is okay now. Anyways, I was going to increase the font size. Okay, so that is there, and DOM basics. Okay, DOM basics I have written, and see, when we link the CSS file, we link it like this. CSS, link it like this, style.css. But where do we link the JavaScript file? We always link the JavaScript file at the end. So why we link it at the end? And we link it through something known as script tag, script main.js is there. We are going to link it like this. So the script main.js. Why at the end do we link it? The reason is that JavaScript by default it will stop all the processing of your program. So when it stops all the processing of the program, the site will not load, or the site will load very slow. But JavaScript's main work is to add interactivity to the project. So suppose a button is there, so we'll click on the button, we'll click on something. So suppose if the website only is not loading fast, then what the benefit of clicking on the button? Okay, so sometimes JavaScript logics are very long. So what is the benefit of it if the website is not incoming? So what people does, first let the website come completely, the CSS is getting load, and after that the JavaScript will load. So that's why at the end of the body, you can give it here also, but your program will become very slow. So always JavaScript needed to be given at the end here, script main.js, and this is how we connect it. Okay, so we have some HTML content. Okay, having some HTML content. Okay, so I have formatted it, and so what is it? Okay, so this is like a bit bigger only. Okay, so we have a header with just a semantic kind of a tag. We have a header is there, and the section is there, which is a container. So some of these things are important here. So form is there. Okay, a form is there, and then a form is there of ID form, and inside a form h1 is there, a empty div is there, which we are soon going to come into this empty div. What is this empty div? Then we have two divs with label and all these things, and a form of type input type submit is there. And after this form we have a ul in which we have this empty ul is there. So this all empty kind of thing is done lot in JavaScript coding, because we are going to generate HTML on the fly. So that's the benefit of JavaScript. Okay, we can do anything from JavaScript. Okay, generate HTML and all those things we can do. So that is there. And another thing is that ULV, which I have commented out right now because we're going to uncomment it. So that is there. And now let us have some style also for this project. Save it, and let me open it with live server, I think, which I don't have installed because I have recently taken this new system. Live server, I have to install it. It's done. Go back. So it is giving me here only. Go live. I think it will open in Safari. Open it here. Live server has opened, and this is how means it is looking at DOM basic and all. So now we'll going to start with the main JavaScript. So that is the main reason. So the main thing is that whenever we start with JavaScript and all, means what we need to do, we need to means select some of the element, and then we need to work on that. So first thing is to select some of the HTML element, and then we need to work on that. So there are 2-3 ways to select the elements. So first thing is that grab single element. How to grab a single element? So const form equal to document dot get element by ID is there, and mine form is there. This is there. These two things are there. And what is this? So this my form is there. My form is having an ID of my form. Form is having an ID of my form. So get element by ID and my form. So because it's an ID, so I've done it like this. Okay, then let me see what is there inside it. So console.log of form I'll do, then save it. Then I'll open the console, inspect. And so see, this form has been selected. This is how the form has been selected, and the whole form has been selected. So this is how I can select a single element with document.getElement by ID. So there are some other ways also to select. So let us see that thing. Like get element by ID, there is something else also. Okay, and today we are not going to complete the DOM, and tomorrow we are going to complete it, and you are going to learn more, because we are going to actually add functionality to this project. Means how to add a name, email, and then submit it. All those things we are going to do tomorrow, and click functionality and all those things we are going to learn tomorrow. Okay, so that is done, and then console.log of document dot query selector. So there is something known as document.query selector is also there. Just a get element by ID is there. There is query selector is also there. And what happens in that dot container. So here it is a sort of generic thing. So query selector I have done, dot container I have done. So what is this dot container? Dot container is a class, because it is a class, so I can dot container. Similar to this, I can do console.log and document dot query selector, and then I'll do command S, and then see here. Here it is showing that this is also selecting the container, and this is also selecting the H1. So here we can select like this. Okay, H1 I can select, and container I can select. So this is like this. This is how it works. This is how the query selector works. And why I'm selecting all of these things we'll learn tomorrow. Okay, because today I will end soon. Okay, so one more thing now. I will uncomment this all. Uncomment this. Save it. So see this is item 1, item 2, item 3 is there. So now we are going to know how to select multiple element. Yeah, attendance form. Mark your marker attendance here. So yeah, so I was telling how to select multiple elements. So to select multiple elements, we have a different kind of thing, exactly similar. Means query selector, we have something known as query selector. So let us do that. Select multiple statements console.log of document dot query selector all. So there is something known as query selector all, and what I'm going to select dot item. Dot item. What is this dot item? Dot item is all of these things. Okay, so dot item I'm selected. Command S. See. Okay, let me comment this out all now. See, something known as a node list has been shown. So what is the node list? Document.query selector all. It is used to select multiple elements. Node list has been shown. It is actually something like an array. You see, it is something like an array, but actually it is not an array. It has got far less thing than an array. But if you want to see something which is anything like it is like an array thing, you can see this prototype and it will show what other things are there. So there is a for each method. We are going to see this for each method in detail when we are going to learn. Yes, for each is a very important thing, and for each is more powerful than for and all the things. And for each is used a lot in React also. Okay, React and all those other places means nowadays nobody uses for loop. So that is included in node list. So similar to this, there are some some other things also is there. So that is like this query selector. There is a get element is also there. So let us do that. Console log document dot get elements. It is elements. S is there, a class name, and here I have to write just the item, and then console dot log of document dot get elements by tag name, and it is like save it. So see, it is giving something known as HTML collection, and this is not list. So HTML collection is not as superior as node list. Why? If I come here, click the post prototype, I'll see that nothing is there. No for each, no function is there. Very less things are there, and we can also verify that thing. How we can verify that thing? Okay, we will do one thing. This document.query selector is there. I will maybe I'll comment this out, and this I will put it in a function. Okay, const node items equal to this, and const all items equal to this. Now, as I've told, there is something known as for each. So for each, let me try to use for each here, and we are going to learn for each in detail later on. So node item dot for each. See how for each is superior. I can give anything like IT, and then console dot log of IT I'll do, and if I save it, it will give me all of this item. So let me try to do this in call items also, but it will say that call item dot for each is not a function. Call item dot for each is not a function, because as we have seen, the for each was not there. So what we need to do, purpose of calling those tags in JavaScript, so that you will learn tomorrow, Hari, because that is the main thing, calling those tags in JavaScript, because we are going to interact with this form. So that is the thing of calling this form, because today we are done for that today class, and we are going to interact with the form. So the thing in JavaScript is how to select what the user has entered, how to select what is entered, and how to add interactivity to this button, the click listener and all we have not yet learned. But right now what we are learning is how to select any form, how to select any element, and tomorrow we are going to learn about a lot more in this DOM only. Okay, and JavaScript projects are done like this only, even big JavaScript project. Okay, so that is it. And as I've told, the HTML elements doesn't have this for each, so we cannot use this for each. Okay, so what we have to going to do, we have to use a traditional for loop. So for let I equal to 0, I is less than all items dot length I plus plus and console dot log of all items I save it. See, it is coming now. So it is coming, and this is how if you want to use HTML elements, we are going to use it like this. Okay, so hope everyone has filled the form, and okay, so we are going to stop here. So hope you are liking this thing, and hope you have already subscribed to my channel and also like this video so that it can reach to more people. And with this, I will end today's stream, and we will meet again tomorrow at the same time for day 3, and we'll complete this DOM thing. This is a very interesting thing because all the projects you have to do in DOM only. Okay.